Hi, I'm Mathew from Collegeview Elementary, and you're watching In the Community and Beyond. I interviewed Collegeview's principal, Miss Rice, because I wanted to find out how hard it was to run an international baccalaureate school, or just a school in general. My very first question I asked her was, how unpredictable can being a principal be? Her response was, it can be very unpredictable, but because a disaster can happen at any moment. My second question for her was, what are some of the challenges the school faces daily? She told me parking and traffic is my biggest concern, but the beginning of the day is worse than the end. Next I asked, how do you overcome these problems? She answered, we have some really loyal people at Collegeview, so they get together and brainstorm and come up with some ideas to overcome them. I asked Miss Rice what inspired her to become a principal. She told me I wanted to make a difference and create an environment that is challenging and appealing to all kids. Besides, it's fun. Miss Rice has many goals for our school, so I asked her what some of them are. She told me she wants to keep doing what she is doing, but better, and to tap into every kid's brain and make learning meaningful. She plans to do this by getting to know the kids and finding their interests and their strengths. I wondered what the hardest part of Miss Rice's day was. She said, probably when I'm needed in 4 or 5 places at once. I might get a text from the office saying I'm needed, but then I might get a call from the vice principal, Mr. May, saying he needs me on the playground. I wondered what Miss Rice did before she became a principal. She told me she was a special ed teacher. She was a special ed teacher, then she taught kindergarten, then first grade. These jobs helped her in many ways. She learned from her mistakes, and it gave her background knowledge to the curriculum and the ability to work with kids of all ages. Being a principal can be a hard job. I wanted to know if Ms. Rice ever considered leaving after her first year of being a principal. She said, no, because the school I started at was small, and it was a great place for me to begin. All schools need something, so I asked Miss Rice if Collegeview ever received $1 million, what would she do with it? Her response to me was very surprising. She told me we would put out a survey and see what we need. What does a principal do in their free time? She told me that I don't have much, but when I do, I ride my bike, or read, or run. How does a principal determine whether a teacher is right for the job or not? She responded by saying, we interview them and find out how well they are, or how well they interact with kids, and see how much they understand the meaning of teaching. We also want to know how flexible their schedule is. The next question I asked was, why do you think Collegeview succeeds every day? She said, because we have great kids. It surprised me that she only said that much, but that was her response. How is running an IB school different from a normal school? She told me you have to be a lot more organized and it's a lot more time consuming, but the after effect is amazing. Miss Rice was the principal of Gun School before coming to Collegeview. I asked her how the closing of Gun School affected her. She was a little hesitant, but then she responded to me. She said, I probably shouldn't say this because I know some kids were a little emotional, but I thought it was a great thing because the school was old and it needed closing. Did you ever want to be anything else other than a principal? I found her answer a little odd, but she said, in college I thought I was going to be an archaeologist and travel the world digging up bones. If you could be anything else in the world, what would it be? She said, I think I'm in the right place. How do you motivate teachers into working harder? She responded by saying, I don't have to because they usually do it on their own. I learned a lot from this interview. Miss Rice inspired me to find out more about our school district. I'm sure if I ever got another chance at this, I would definitely interview another person in the school district, like Dr. Breckner or a 6th grade teacher. at Current. I hope you learned as much as I did. This is the community and beyond. Goodbye.